Thanks for coming to do yoga with me again today. So today we'll be starting the seated position. It always takes a little time to line up the body. If you're not really grounded, you're not going to feel centered. So find your grounding through your sit bones and allow the knees to open up and relax. Just a reminder, those of you, if you have your knees in and they're kind of up high, take something underneath you to sit on, maybe a couple of blocks, or a pillow, or a blanket, whatever you would like to do. All right. So thinking about where the earlobes are, they should be over your shoulders, and your shoulders over your hips. And we have that kidney area that's coming forward just gently, just a little bit. And let's all close our eyes now. Take a few moments in silence before we start. This is our time to think of an intention. We want to set an intention for ourselves or someone else, or even to something global. And then opening the eyes, we're getting ready today for Durga Pranayama. And so here we're focusing on various parts of the front body to take the breath. So to do this, we're going to start with the right hand at the heart center and left hand at the belly. And then we have that little area in between, sort of the solar plexus area. We're going to spend just a little time there, a little more time in the other areas. So let's set up our hands. Bring those shoulders back gently. And let's take 3 or 4 breaths and direct them into just the chest, the rib area. Nice deep breaths. We'll open up that area. The other areas are pretty static. Deep breath in and out. Let's do one more. Just notice how that feels to you. It may not feel very natural because we're sort of impeding the breath, not allowing it to go elsewhere. Now we're going to focus on that middle area. You can take your right hand down a little bit. And again, as you inhale deeply and slowly, just feel that middle stomach, solar plexus area open up. And exhale. So again, it's mainly in the middle area. Not so much the chest, the rib cage, or the belly. Just one more breath. It probably feels quite restricted. And then let's go ahead and take the right hand up again to the heart center. Our focus this time is the belly. So closing the eyes, still sitting tall. Taking 3 or 4 breaths just into the belly. Feel it open up, push into your left hand. Exhale, it pulls away from the hand. So finishing this breath. And once you do, finally we can integrate the breath. All 3 areas. Sort of like the body is aching to do this. It's once nice deep breaths at this point. So as you inhale, feel all those areas just sort of swell open with the breath. Exhale, everything contracts. Feeling great energy as you open up to your breath. And exhaling. we're going to be doing our last big breath here. And whenever you've completed that, just relax the arms. And then we'll open the eyes. And let's walk forward. Take the arms way out, stretch your spine, and take a deep breath into the backbone area. Now from here, we're going to walk over to the right. Stay there for a moment. Long stretch of your left arm and take a deep breath, really into the left side body. Now from here, let's slide the hands in toward the right knee. We're going to take a twist over to the right, looking to the back of the room. So we're going to stay in our twist right here, but we're going to be moving the head slowly from side to side. So we get a little bit of motion in the neck, nice and smooth motion in the neck. So look to the back, and then as you inhale, turn your head in the direction of that front shoulder. And as you exhale, turn the head to the back again. Breathe to turn. Nice gentle turns of the head. Exhale. One more. Now, once you're facing to the back, we want to get into those small eye muscles. So take your eyes to the front of the room. Stretch those eyes. It's as though you're looking into the corner of your eye. And then slide your eyes over to the back of the room. We're going to release our twist here. Come forward with a big long stretch. Take a deep breath again. And now let's take our arms over to the left. Stretch out the right arm, big breath. And the hands walk in. Take it in toward the left knee. Take your twist over to the left, right hand on left knee, and look to the back. We're going back to our neck swivels. So let's inhale and turn the head. And exhale, turn it to the back. Two more, nice breaths. The belly is relaxed as you turn the head with the in-breath. The belly contracts as you twist and turn the head. And our final one. And then the head is to the back, but the eyes slide to the front of the room again. Big stretch of the eyes. And then turn the eyes to the back. We'll come out of our twist, turn to the front, and getting into our shoulder blades. We're going to do blade here. We have one arm over the other. Okay? If when we move you remember to cross the arms, change the position of the arms, that's fine. Not to worry if you don't. Okay, take a breath in here. Exhale, elbows to the back. Squeeze those lower shoulder blades. And inhale, front. And exhale to the back. And breathe. Keep our shoulders low as we bring those elbows back. This is our last one. And return to the front. Release your arms. You might want to take the shoulders around a couple of times in each direction. And then from here, we're going down to the lower body now. So let's go ahead and bring our feet forward in front of the knees, and we're opening the feet, maybe 4, 5, 6 inches. Okay, we're opening the knees as well. A little bit of a Tarasana position, and we have our fingertips or hands to the floor. Okay, this is our inhale position. Exhale, let's close up the knees without using hands to help. Inhale, open up, nice long body. Exhale, bring it in. If you find it really is too hard to bring the knees in, then go ahead as you exhale and help the knees in a little bit. We're using our adductor muscles and the insides of the legs, but we're using the belly too. So as you exhale, be sure that you're contracting your belly, taking it back to the spine to help you with this motion. We're going to be doing 2 more. And relax the legs. And we're going to take a moment to come down now to our forearms, to our elbows. And work dynamically here in fire pose. So the inclination of the body is to kind of relax, kind of hang out here. Let's first bring the shoulders back, and don't worry about a nice tight back, nice and long. It needs to have a little bit of release in it when you push up the legs, okay? Shoulders back, hard up. Let's bring the knees in. This is our inhalation, and then exhale, push up the legs. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, push. Good. Nice, strong legs when they go up. Quadriceps, calves, everything's working here. Belly. Always with your exhalation, we have contraction of the navel. Do 1 more here. And then the knees. Good. We need to walk ourselves back up. And then we're going to bring ourselves into a tabletop position. So tabletop, as you know, is quite square because the shoulders are over the hands and the hips are over the knees. But for this, circling the hips, we're going to open the hands a little wider than the shoulders and the knees a little wider than the hips. And we're going to start basically in a child's pose position. Okay. So as you inhale, lift your hips, but take them over to the left. And then exhale, take it over to the right and come back to that Balasana, child's. Inhale, coming forward over to the left. Exhale to the right. Nice big circles. We'll be doing 1 more, same way. And let's take it to the other side. Go over to the right as you breathe in. Exhale at the left side. Final 2. Really get nice and juicy here. Nice. And then settle. Take your child's pose. We're going to today cross the elbows right here. Cross the arms. Drop your head and release everything. As we rise, we're going to be using a block, if you have one, between the legs. If you don't have a block, then we just have to trust you. You'll be squeezing your legs together throughout. Okay? So take your block, however you like it, between the thighs. And squeeze. So we're all squeezing throughout all this. We're going to start in dolphin, meaning we're going to come down to our elbows and bring the hands together. Okay. take the toes underneath and lift the hips slowly. Squeeze your block. Adjust your feet. Don't worry about your heels coming all the way down. That's just fine. And we're really going to take the forearms into the floor and then feel as though they are pushing forward to the front edge of your mat to get your hips way back. Squeeze your block. We're transitioning here into a plank pose. So as you come up softly onto your toes, walk your toes back. Keep that pressure on the block. And now your belly is doing a lot of work. So right now it's all the inner thighs and the belly. And we're breathing. Take your knees to the floor. We're going to take a short child's pose here, so walk back. If the block's in the way, take it away. Otherwise, just sit right back. Let's take 2 breaths. Now, returning, put your block in place. We're going to bring ourselves into downward facing dog. So start with starfish hands, nice and open, on the mat. Take it into your dog. Move the feet. And as you squeeze, push your hips way to the back wall. We're going to push today into the front 4 knuckles of the hands. It's very easy in down dog to stress the wrists. So that's why we're pushing more into the front of the hands, at the knuckles there. Push your hips back a little bit more as you squeeze. And again, transitioning into a plank pose, Phalakasana. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves into it. Squeeze. See if you can feel as though you're making that block pop upwards. So take your inner thighs and roll them to the ceiling. Now, with the knees to the floor, let's walk back. Come up onto the toes. And we're going to take a chair pose here. Make sure you're all aligned and happy with your block. Go ahead and drop into your chair. Take your hands in Anjali Mudra, looking forward. Now we're going to take the arms up. Hasta Tadasana. Take it up. Inhale. Let's keep the arms up high. Continue to place pressure on the block. And make sure our shoulders are low so we're not tensing up. And then bring your hands together. Come back to the heart center. Take your block away. And now there's a lot of sensation in the legs. Let's feel that. And then we'll open the eyes. And let's get ourselves ready for a series here. Walking to the top of our mats. You may or may not want to use your block if you have them available. Okay. And let's place the feet right underneath the hips. Hands back together at the heart center. Taking a full breath, touching the sky. Exhaling it down. taking our time in monkey, Ardha Uttanasana. So find a place where you're sure you have a back. It's just like a tray. Get those shoulder blades together again like we just did when we were seated. And if you can fold from your hips down a little bit more, that's great. Otherwise, just stay higher with your long spine. Now let's take a breath. Really drop into it. Relax the neck and head. And we'll take our left foot back for warrior one. Line up your heels. Come on up. Bend the front knee. And today, as we exhale, it won't be out of the nose, it will be out of the mouth. We're going to make a sound, big active sound, okay? So facing front, hips nicely aligned. Inhale here. Exhale. There it is. Inhale and exhale. Breathe. Let's do two more. Good. Let's straighten up the front leg. Both legs are straight, hands to the belly. We're going to start walking down and up the leg with the hands. So take a breath here. Exhale. Let's take our walk down. Exhale, exhale, exhale. And inhale, walk up. Back to the belly. Exhale. Keep your hips nice and square. Inhale. Use your belly to help you come up, not just the legs. It's a pretty active pose, the belly and the legs. Our last one. And let's stay down and bend the front knee. Now you may or may not need your block here. If you're using it, it's on the inside of that front foot. If you have space in your hips to take it back just a little further with that back foot, please go ahead. And we're going to twist here. So take your right hand on your inside of your foot. Left hand, we don't need that. Take it behind your waist. Sort of drop your left hip. We don't want to open it yet. Okay. Let's breathe in here. Breathe out. Oh, bring that belly in as you turn. Good. And then if you'd like, you can take your arm up to you. And you can gaze at the ceiling, to the horizon, or to the floor. Let's take another breath. And we're bringing it back. Good. You're going to walk up that bent knee one more time. And then turn your hips. You might need to adjust your feet a little bit. We no longer have the hips to the side, but to the front. Or maybe in your case it's to the side. We're going to stretch out the arms and straighten the leg. Let's try a triangle here. Look to the hand, take a breath, and touch that wall. Bring down the arm, bring up the other arm. Now you can make some changes here. If the arm is not quite up above to the ceiling, take it behind you. That's fine. Pull upwards with the leg so you get some strength happening here. And notice we have the hand forward. If you must, take the hand on the leg, but then we tend to kind of use the leg as a prop. So if you can, hand forward. Let's take one more breath. And then we'll come up. Bend your knee. Let's turn. We're coming back into downward facing dog. Take your time. Walk your feet. And walk your hands back to your feet. Let's take a chair again. Bend your knees. Bring the arms out. And we're going to move the arms up and down. So inhale, we have the right arm up and left down. And exhale, we'll just switch them. Inhale, right up. Exhale, left is up. Try it again. Bring the hands forward. We're going to take it down to the floor. Walk it forward. We're back to downward facing dog. And when you're here this time, again, nice open hands. Just sway your hips a little bit from side to side. If you need to open up the feet a little bit wider, that's okay too. And we're going into Balasana. Child's pose. Sit back. Take the fingertips to the mat, not the palms, and breathe here. Let's rise slowly and bring the right foot forward. Finishing up our sequence here. We want a lunge. If you find your foot behind your knee, that's placing some stress on your knee. So walk your foot forward and then find your knee over the foot. Today we're just going to take the arms up, thumbs back, opening the heart to the sky, still feeling the breath. Take it to the floor. We're going to bring the feet together. We're rising slowly. Take your time getting there. Use your breath to rise. Exhale. Release the hands. So stay where you are so you can see correctly. I'm going to go this side. Notice how we take our time. We enjoy what we've done, feel what we've done after a sequence or a couple of poses. Okay. Back to the top of the mat. Let's breathe it open. Exhale. And inhale for your monkey. Hands as high as you need to keep your tray spine. Now a breath here in. Exhale. Let it go. And we're taking our right foot back again to warrior. Walk up. So we have our headlights and the hips straight ahead, arms straight ahead as well. Remember our out through the open mouth. So inhale here and exhale. Nice big breath. Let's do two more. Arms out and then behind you for a moment, just so we can straighten up the leg, get some power into both legs, and then hands to the belly, walking up and down the leg. Breathe here. Exhale as you come down. Inhale to come up. You have really strong abdominals there. And exhale. Inhale up. Next. One more. Breath in and out. And then we'll take our hands to the floor. Let's bend the front knee. If there's space, take the right leg back a little bit more. And you might have liked that block. If so, place it on the inside of the foot. Okay. So a nice lunge. Tuck the hand behind you. Sort of drop your right hip a little bit. And then inhale, looking forward. Exhale, here comes that powerful belly, helping you turn. Hand behind you, or arm up, whichever you prefer. Stay connected with our breath. We're bringing that arm back down. And one more, walking up. Bent knee. Turn your hips. Now adjust the feet if you need to. Back to Trikonasana, triangle. Okay. Let's take it out. Straight leg. Take a breath. Touch the wall again. And let's bring it down. Arm up. Or maybe it'll be behind you. Remember that bottom hand, the palm is forward. We have our arms out again. Breathe in. Breathe out and turn. Bend your knee back to our downward facing dog. Again, walk your heels up and down. And keep a little knee bend as you walk the hands back. Keep them bent. Bring your hands to your heart. Here we are again in chair pose. And we're going to take it out. Inhale up the right arm. Exhale up the left arm. Nice smooth movements. Let's bring our hands forward and take it to the floor. Downward facing dog. So as we did before, open the feet just a little. Let's give those hips a little room. Ease them up. And now we'll take our child's pose. Remember to keep the wrists high up to the ceiling, fingertips to the floor. And when you rise, that left foot will come forward. One more time. Take the knee over, sort of the back of the foot. Again, arms up. If you'd like, reaching back, which gives you a little back bend here. Make sure you still feel your breath. Get into your belly to start, and then take it higher up toward the chest. Hands come down to the floor. And let's bring the feet side by side. Without any hurry. Open to that last big breath. Exhale back to the heart. So you're encouraged to bring your intention to mind anytime during practice, but let's all take this moment to think of our intentions again. shake everything out. So I'd like you to be lengthwise on your mat. I'm going to do it this way so you can see. But lengthwise, you're going to turn. Okay. And let's start with a warrior 2. Turn the left foot out. Here we go. And let's begin with our arms up to the sky. So as we're here, take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And we'll just shift the arms, bring them forward. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Hands come behind us. Breathing in. And out. And let's bring the hand to the thigh. Arm up, breathe in. And out. Now inhale, take it out to the side. As you exhale, turn all toes to the front. We're going to be folding forward with a long spine. Breathe in, breathe out, come down, tuck your belly up, and bring your hands to the floor. We're going to be twisting here. So let's go ahead first and take our right hand behind us. Don't need it. And now we have our left hand over to the right leg. So once it's there, use that stable leg to pull the body so that you're kind of over that leg. Straighten that arm. And this is where we complete the twist. Take the shoulders back, a bit of a heart lift, keeping the hands behind you and the legs engaged. And release. You're going to take a baby walk forward with the hands. Push the hips back. And then come forward again. So we're sort of evenly balanced on the hands and the feet. I'd like you to lift your chin a tiny bit. And from here, we're going to walk the hands back so we can go to the other side. Left hand, not needed right now. Right hand over to the left leg. Pull. There's your movement. Straighten the bottom arm. And let's twist. And release. And now both hands. Let's bring them back behind us. We're going to inhale up. And let's turn the right foot out. I hope I have the correct side. If not, do the correct side. Okay, back to our warrior. Arms high. Okay, open up that knee that's bent. Inhale here. Exhale. We're going forward with the arms for a breath in and out. Let's go behind us again. In breath. Exhale. And finally, briefly, coming down, lifting up the arm. Once you're here, breathe in and out. And then inhale, stretch out your arms. Exhale, turn your feet back to where we belong except for the legs. So either heel and toe or take your step. Come back to center. Take a moment here standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. onto our knees, back to a tabletop. And once we're here, we're going to be working into our wrists. So if you have any wrist issues, you're going to pass on this. If your wrists are pretty good, then maybe you'll join us just for part of it. All we're doing is turning the fingers toward the back of the room instead of to the front. So we have our fingers facing forward. Very slowly, walk each hand out a little bit, and maybe you can keep going. Stop when you need to. Don't have to go very far. And once we're in our position, if it feels too intense, either come back with the fingers more to the front, or maybe even rock forward a tiny bit, not too far, and you'll release some of the pressure in the wrists. We want to have a good stretch in the wrists, not a painful stretch. That's true of all of our yoga. So take a deep breath, and then take a walk back. This one's even slower as we bring the hands back to the front. And once your fingers are forward, let's go ahead and come up to our gorilla fists. Here we are. Nice long spine. Take a deep breath in. Let your belly go just a little bit. And then exhale, pull the belly up to the spine. And then finally, we're going to go a little bit more in the direction we're headed. So you can either sit on your knees, and for a lot of us, that's hard because the knees are so close together. So if you prefer, come into a cross-legged position. So we can do the last bit here with our hands. And this time we're taking the backs of the hands together, elbows out. And then maybe, if it feels good, just drop the elbows a little bit. Try not to get your shoulders into it. It's just the hands. So away, this is the opposite of what we do every day at our keyboard and the wheel of our car, etc. And then let's release, shake out. Okay, Janu Shirshasana. Let's take the right leg out. We'll be going into a flow between this and a hip lift, but let's take our time getting there. So we're going to start with the arms up to the sky. Take a big breath. We're coming forward with a long spine until we can't keep it long any longer, and then we're going to drop into it. Feel your spine round. Drop your head. Try and keep that upper body really relaxed. We'll take a breath. And then we're going to lift away from the floor. The hands are on the floor, but kind of lightly because we want to bring our shoulders back and our heart center up a bit more to return to our long spine. So here we are. This is the position that we'd like. You can take your hands if you'd like to the legs. Take a breath. Now from here, we're going to take it into a hip lift. So walk up and take your left hand underneath your left shoulder. And then push the hips up. I've got a wall here. Stretch out the arm. Open up the heart. This is your hip lift. So as we come down, we're going to mix those two together, but we're going to need to take a breath at the center. So every time we take a breath in, this is the position, the seated position. Okay? So take a big breath. Exhale, go to where you were with your long spine. Inhale, back to seated. Exhale, right into that hip lift. And then inhale, sit. Exhale, reach. Inhale, sit, maybe take your hand back now. Exhale. And take a seat. Breathe. Exhale. Sit and breathe. Here we go up. Exhale. And try that one more time. Big breath in. And inhale to sit. Exhale, we're facing forward. Good. Now, let's go ahead and take this leg, that front leg, take it behind us. This is Bharadvajasana, and what we're going to do is take a half moon first over to the right hand to the floor, left arm up, and then that big stretch over. So we want to feel as though this left shoulder is sort of tacked against that back wall, bringing it back. Take a full breath into your left side. Now from here, we're going to be taking a twist. So inhale, come back to your center. Exhale, a twist to the right. Take your hand somewhere to your leg, wherever that's accessible for you. And while we're here, we're going to take the eyes up. So roll them way up and back. And we'll release the position. Of course, we have one more side to go, so let's help our legs back. Stretch out left leg. And try our Janu first. So remember, first we're going to fold like a rag doll. So let's inhale up, big stretch. Exhale, this is as long as we can get. And when you can't stay long in the spine anymore, down we go, relax. But we're not staying long. Here we go. Lift up. Shoulders come back. That's going to bring your hands in. You can keep your hands here, wherever you'd like, for your last breath in this position. And now let's take it into our hip lift. Right hand under the right shoulder. Take a look. And up we go. Bring it down slowly. Come back to center. Let's put it all together. Inhale. Exhale, long in the spine. Inhale, when we're seated. Exhale, we're coming up. And breathe. Take a seat. And exhale. Inhale, there goes the hand. Exhale. Let's try a couple more. Just remember to breathe whenever you're seated. Down, turn to the front, good. You want to get in that half moon and the twist, okay? So try shin lined up parallel to that front edge of the mat. Left hand out, big full breath, and exhale. Another breath. Now let's inhale, come back to center. Here comes the twist. Exhale, pull in your belly. twist toward the back. And for the eyes, only one more direction to go. Let's take the eyes low, super low to the mat. And now, unwind. Good, let's bring ourselves back into a position where the spine is long, not twisted or lateral. Take a block, if you have one, and place it underneath your feet. Don't have to have it if you don't have one. Find those sit bones. They might be hiding a little bit. Okay. So one more time, we're coming forward, getting as long as we can, and then we can't hold that anymore. Let's just drop into a relaxing position. Let's breathe. And come forward. And then when you're ready, take it down. Everything comes to its own position. Don't feel like you have to push to get your head down lower. Everything is where it is. Yeah, let's take a couple breaths. And then bring yourself up slowly. Let's take our feet, bring them back in. We're just going to take a couple of moments here seated. Today, I will not be joining you for Shavasana, so I trust you to do Shavasana. I know some people love to just take off before it happens. Some people just can't wait the whole practice to get into it. And other people think, oh, I have something to do, and they're gone. And you're not really getting the full extent of your practice if you don't take that time in silence with your body and mind in Shavasana. But today, we're going to make believe we're closing here. And after that, I would like you to lie down in whatever position is good for you. Might be bent knees. Some people like legs up the wall. Otherwise, the classic straight leg, palms up. And enjoy your time in Shavasana without, getting into too many thoughts. Just trying to have everything nice and quiet. So bring your hands to your heart. That's all. Take the arms up, seeking everything that's good. And we'll always bring that home to our hearts. And to you I say namaste. And now you take your time in your space, turning the lights down, maybe a blanket over you, maybe a little something, anything under your head, and enjoy your Shavasana. Take your time. Okay. I'll see you the next time. Thanks for coming.